1 second. Real quickly, I want to talk about, just for a minute, I want to talk about B.B. King. And just for the record, I'll put on my guitar to let you know that I do play a little bit. I want to talk about playing when you get old. Now, B.B. King has been playing probably live in bands was since he was probably in his early 20s. Don't quote me. I think so. And if you're wondering why the screen looks weird, I'm using my phone. Right now, I gotta fix my laptop. It's not giving me memory like I want to. I got everything deleted, but there's something in there that's taking up space in my laptop, and I can't figure out what it is because, like everything that I do on it, I delete it after I do it. But now, lately, since I did updates, updates happen on my laptop, and I tried to fix it by, totally cleaning it out and resetting it, but ain't happening. But anyway, I just wanted to shout out to B.B. King. I miss B.B. King. He's dead and gone now. I felt that they didn't really. The world should have been crying, and they should have been blocking traffic when B.B. King died, like they did Michael Jackson. B.B. King. There will never, ever, ever be another B.B. I don't care how good you get at playing the blues. There will never be another B.B. And I've seen B.B. get put on the spot, to play more pop tunes at concerts with other people and more rhythm and blues like tunes. And he used what he knew. He used the chords and the progressions and the scales that he knew to play. Now, B.B. King was a little bit embarrassed when he would go out, like when he played with John Mayer, and maybe when he played with, even going all the way back, he played with, I have his videos too. What is his name? Oh, SNL. What is his name? Stevie Ray Vaughan. He played with Stevie Ray Vaughan. I think he was a little bit embarrassed when he played with Stevie Ray Vaughan. He was a little bit embarrassed because he knew about their younger styles and how they could really, tread on the guitar and do amazing things that he didn't worry about or really impress himself with that till he got older. Now, I mean, you got people that are, that are dead and gone. They died before BB. That knew how to shred on the guitar and stuff like that BB didn't do. Even some of the stuff that Buddy Guy does, BB never did. Maybe he didn't want to because maybe he doesn't like noise or, special effects. He just worries about the music. But I didn't really get into BB until I started getting into the guitar because I remember years ago, um, I was in a doctor's office or something. This was long before I ever got married. This was long before I ever had kids. This was long before I ever made up my mind that I wanted someday to learn how to play the guitar. And BB King kind of helped me by hearing him on the radio, kind of helped me. Him and Jimi Hendrix were the two that kind of helped me. I remember when I first heard um, 3 O'Clock Blues um, by BB. I remember when I first heard The Thrill Was Going by BB, and I remember when I first heard um, Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix. These guys were smoking it, man. No one will ever, Now, I mean, Along the Watchtower, I've seen some of these white guys really, 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 really try to outsmoke Jimmy, but they don't sound like Jimmy, and they'll try to teach you how to play like Jimmy, try to play like BB. You can learn that scale, and you can learn the genre, but you cannot learn how to play their style. Their style is a gift from God. It's, you know, and I've never met anybody in my lifetime, even when I write songs. People, I play the chords for them the way I wrote them. You know what I mean? And people try to keep up with me, but it's either too fast or too slow, or there's just something there that's missing. And they know it. They know it. And they're like, well, that's not quite the way you played it. So, like, I sing and play my own rhythm, and I let everybody keep up with me. And then when I'm playing with other people, I let them shine. I let them play the lead licks. Even though I write most of my own leads for the songs that I've done, I have my own leads. I'm not impressed with the leads on some of the songs, but a lot of them, I feel like, I've even told people, I says, just get a little bit close to what I'm playing here, and I'll be happy, because they're playing for me. They're helping me present myself as a band or whatever. And we just got together and put this together. But, I wrote the songs, and BB was like that, where he wrote his own songs, like The Thrill's Going. He wrote his own, but at the same time, he also would take the songs by Muddy Waters and what is the name? Was it Eric Johnson? What was the name of his last name was Johnson. He goes way back. He goes way back. I think he died at a young age. Oh, I forget his name. It ain't Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson's white. This is a blues man going all the way back. You know who I'm talking about if you are into the blues. Everybody plays him. Everybody from BB and Buddy Guy all the way to people like Kid Mo and Robert Cray. Everybody plays Johnson. I can't think of his first name. Um, I don't think it's Eric. And I don't think it's John Johnson. I forget what his first name is. But everybody knows the guy. And I've heard some of his style. And I realized that BB admits this, he stole from these guys' style, Muddy Waters and Johnson, and people like that. And so did Buddy Guy. He stole from these people. He definitely stole from Muddy Waters. Matter of fact, Muddy was his teacher. Muddy Waters was Buddy Guy's number one man. He felt about Muddy Waters the way I feel about Fred Sokolow, um, which is one of the reasons why I'm not in a hurry to build my chops. I've been so busy lately, and I really need to practice. But I understand that I can slow down and take my time, even as an old man, because I have the right tools to teach me. Now, I have here, I have a BB King in Memphis, Bill Street, Blues Summit, um, going all the way back to 1993. And I have, this was really nice. This was back in 1993 too. BB King live at the Montreux. Okay. BB King live at the Montreux. Okay. I have, this is my favorite. I just watch this a lot of times. It inspires me. This is Blues Master. BB King Blues Master. It's supposed to be a teaching video, but let me warn you, he's not teaching you anything here. He's teaching you how to find yourself on the guitar. Matter of fact, he wasn't able to teach you because he didn't really know how to label and put what he was playing in order for other people. The guy that did the interview in this video did more teaching about his style than BB himself did. But BB showed you how he would use simple chords and make, you know, and Fred Sokolow, he teaches me that, like how to take simple chords, like let's say I'm down here at the 9th fret, okay, there's chords down here that are right there at that 9th fret, okay, and if I'm in a blues vein, I can play everything right here between the 9th and the 12th, and then I can go just up a few frets to play scales, or I can go back a few scales. I mean a few frets to play scales. Okay, that is the way BB King honed his style. He like would play everything in one place, and then if he went up here to the 12th fret or higher, that was all scales. If he went down here below, that was all scales and like bass lines and that. Totally impressive. Like, you know, I miss BB, man. Like, his style wasn't rock, it wasn't heavy metal, and I'm not even a blues guy. Like, I listen to Buddy sometime and I can only stomach like maybe half the songs on. That lets me know that I do have a where's my Buddy Guy CD? I have a Buddy Guy CD around here somewhere. Where Buddy Guy, I have a Buddy Guy in concert video. That might have been one of the things that I lost at the house when I moved out during my divorce. But I also had a Buddy Guy video, which I really wasn't impressed with it, because it just wasn't kicking it with me. There were certain songs on there that I liked, especially with him and his backup guitars that he was jamming with on a video, but I've liked Buddy Guy better when he does performances for fundraisers and stuff like that. Like in this video right here, Lightning in a Bottle. Buddy Guy does I think he's the best. Him and BB are the two best performers on the stage in this video. And I'm not no wise saying this because they're black. I'm saying I'm not, I'm really not that much even into black music. But I'm into BB and I'm into Hendrix, and as a Christian, I'm not into their songs as much as I am into their playing styles. I'm not really into the lyrics as I am their playing styles. But Lightning in the Bottle, BB plays his piano, his guitar on here like a piano. He's just improvising, just raw improvising. At a clip that they have in here. And then when he does, what's the name of that song that he did on here? It's about him and a little girl that's too young for him. And they don't have a song list in here. But, it's called Sweet 16. Yeah, Sweet 16. Sweet 16 is the name of the blues song in here that he does a tremendous job on. You know what I'm saying? Where he was, I don't know if it's his song or if it's like belongs to Johnson or Muddy Waters, but he did that Sweet 16 song in this when it was his turn to perform in here. And there's all kinds of people that are in here. There's Clapton, there's BB, Buddy, Kid Mo. This is where I began to learn about all these stars. When they did this Lightning in a Bottle thing live in New York. Okay. Totally awesome stuff. But this right here, BB King Blues Master, is supposed to be a teaching experience. And he's not really teaching you as much as he is showing you about his style, okay? So, not to make this video long, let me close with this. I've been slacking on playing my guitar. And I watched a BB video on YouTube last night that inspired me because BB got up there like he always does and he was just himself. And I was not impressed. And one of the things that BB is, like I said before, is embarrassed about, he don't want to admit it, when he sat down with John Mayer, and John Mayer was saluting him, but John Mayer was throwing some lines in there that BB could never feel. He don't get to feel those, and BB probably felt like, look at John Mayer playing my song better than I can play it. And I've been through that same experience in my life where people would play a lick to my song that I wish I could play to my song. You know what I'm saying? This is my song. But he's playing a lick to my song that's like, whoa, that's a keeper. I got a lot of practicing to do, BB went to his grave feeling like he got a lot of practicing to do. And he never ever played like Hendrix. He never played like Buddy. He never played like Clapton, John Mayer, any of the people that he played with. He never played like Robert Cray. Robert Cray is another one that Robert Cray doesn't waste time on trying to be like the status quo. Robert Cray just plays Robert Cray. I could sit here and not even look at who's playing the guitar. And if Robert Cray plays the guitar, if he plays an electric guitar, I can tell it's Robert Cray. Because I know his style. I know how he plays. He always puts his signature in everything he plays. And so does BB. BB's the same exact way. These black men of the blues is the one thing about Black America that I will always, even as a Christian, hold a monument to. Rap music and even some of the, R&B and soul stuff that's new. I can't really feel it. I can't really dance with it. But and I'm not really that much into the blues. Like I got blues albums around here and it's specific songs in the blues that I really, really get into. Like I could listen to the Thrills going like all night long. I could listen to 3 o'clock blues over and over again throughout the day. Like, um, there's Eric Clapton songs I can listen to over and over again that he did that are really, really extremely old fashioned blues. And Robert Cray is one of my favorites. And you know, Buddy Guy. It's when it comes to Buddy, it's specific songs I really love. I have the tribute to Stevie Ray Vaughan over there too. Buddy Guy's tribute to Stevie Ray Vaughan is outstanding. Like, oh my God. Like, I mean, the way he just took a song from Stevie Ray Vaughan and tore it up and broke it down into pieces to show his style as a friend of Stevie Ray Vaughan is like, hold on. Hold on, let me go back and find it. I hate when it does that. Here we are. But, Buddy Guy's another one. He shows his style. Um, no matter what he plays, he could play BB, he could play Cray, he could play any blues person. And again, it's Buddy Guy. You could close your eyes and not even look at who's playing, and that's Buddy Guy. Because nobody sounds like BB, and nobody sounds like Buddy Guy, nobody sounds like Robert Cray, nobody even sounds like John Mayer with his young self. Okay? Stevie Ray Vaughan, nobody sounded like Stevie Ray Vaughan. Even his brother, Jimmy Vaughan. Nobody. That's what I love about the guitar. I've seen keyboard players play like each other. I've seen, saxophone players play like each other. But I've never seen anybody play like me, play like BB, play like, the kid down the street, for God's sake. I mean, this is what's so beautiful about playing electric guitar. Nobody sounds like you. And what I love about BB in closing is that when BB played, and he talks about it in this master series, when BB played the guitar, he didn't just try to sound nice, but he tried to make every solo a melody of its own. And so it's like if he played on the major in the scale, he would go down to the minor in the scale to end it. Or he would go from the minor to the major to end it. Or he would go from, the end of the scale to the front of the scale. He would start off high and end up low, or start off low and end up high. And then he always had that, double stop, and the way he had his guitar amplified the effect that he used every single song. And that's another thing about BB. It seemed like every song he played the same guitar effect. Whereas today, we go tripping and going crazy over what kind of effect somebody's using to play what song. But he seemed like he used the same guitar effect for every song. It's like he didn't even have a processor or foot pedals on stage. It's like he just played the same thing for every song. But it sounded so beautiful and it sounded so correct, and it was like It was all about his style to whatever he was playing, and he could be playing. I remember on a Stevie Ray Vaughan circuit, tribute to Stevie Ray Vaughan, he had to play with this black R&B group, and they were not bluesy very much in any way. They were more like gospel and rhythm and blues and soul. A far cry from, old-fashioned blues going all the way back to Muddy Waters. They weren't having that, okay? He just played those chords because those are the chords that he knows, and he had to find himself in the key, but he still sounded it like BB. He still sounded like BB. And so it doesn't bother me that I'm old now and I haven't spent enough time practicing anymore, because I know that whatever I play is mine. Even the songs that I've already written, when I play them in front of people, people can improvise, but they can't be me. And they're always going to be either too fast or too slow, or I'm going to want the solo to be slightly different, than the way I played it, or slightly different compared to the way I played it. But it's okay, because this is the electric guitar. No matter what you play, it's you. If you only know how to play one song, play that song till it becomes something else. That is what BB's style is all about. He would take his own music that he wrote, and every single concert, he surprised you. He even said that in this video, that whenever he does concerts, he likes to do something different each concert to keep the momentum going, okay? But BB, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a blues man. I want to be a CCM man, but God, I mean, I would die. Out of all these young boys out here shredding all over the guitar and making those wild heavy metal tunes and stuff, and making, taking the electric guitar to its maximum. I know guys who every day, they're really excellent players when it comes to playing heavy metal noise. Okay? But every day on stage, they have to use old beat up guitars because they're going to damage something as hard as they play. I seen a guy get on stage and he kept on whammy until the whammy popped out of the box. And it was all part of the song. I forget what the guy's name was. It was all part of the song. And then he got another guitar and he played it, and he done all kinds of strange things until he went out of tune, and then he asked for a fresh guitar so he could play in tune. Then he had a different tuning for every single guitar. It was like amazing what these young guys, these younger generation guys can do. But BB was the king of the blues without all that. He died as the king of the blues, just like Michael Jackson died the king of pop. You could dance all you want to and moonwalk and all like that all you want to. We got a guy in China. We had to go all the way to China to find a guy that can imitate Michael Jackson to the T. All these black folks, including his nephew that looked just like him and danced just like him, can't imitate Michael the way this guy way over in Asia. But speaking of the blues and speaking of BB, and I'm not really that much into the blues, but I was into BB because his style, he never had to repair his guitar after a concert. He never had to even hardly tune it while he was on stage, because he played it as an instrument instead of a toy. He played it as an instrument instead of a thing for special effects. And I'm more turned on by B.B. King's confidence than I am these young guys, having 100 guitars. BB only played one guitar on stage. And when it went out of tune, he tuned it while he was still going into the next song. He put a new string on there because he popped the string, and it's in which it's in. It's in this one here. It's either in this one or the Blues Summit. I think it's the Blues Summit. I believe, don't quote me, but I think it's the Blues Summit, 1993 Blues Summit, where he actually was restringing his guitar and tuning it while he was singing the song. Most of us, even myself, that's why we bring more than one guitar. I would just switch guitars, ask for a fresh tuning guitar, fresh tuned guitar, but wow, okay? But BB, my boy, my idol. Not because I'm into blues, and definitely not because I'm into, strict black music, but I'm into BB. And some of the people like Eric Clapton and Buddy Guy and Robert Cray, oh my God, okay? I'm into these guys because of how they sounded so good together. Right before BB died, I got a song on one of my playlists. He did a video and a song on MTV or one of them where he jammed with Buddy Guy, and it sounded like a gospel song, and it sounded like two old guys, singing their last song before they died together. But my goodness, BB King is, there'll never be anybody like him, and I like BB so much. I love to watch him play. Not because I'm into the blues, but because he just plays guitar so simple, and I just love to watch him in the song. You know what I mean? In each verse or each bridge, he'll do something else with his licks. And the band playing behind him, he's so humble, he gives the whole concert to the band. They start off, they open up for him. And then they end with him, and he lets them play, and then he just plays backup, to his own songs. It's amazing. Just how each concert, he surprises you with more technique on the same songs, because he plays each song until he has 100 different ways of playing it, and it's just amazing. But he never leaves his momentum. He never leaves his style, and he's never felt that he had to copy anybody else or even if he played your song, he played your song the way he plays your song. He always was BB King. Even if he played a Muddy Waters song, he's BB. Muddy Waters didn't play it that articulate as BB did, God, I mean, but he shows you that, because BB, like I said, he went through his whole life, never once tried to be like those younger than him. The way he was taught, he stayed right there. He stayed right here, somewhere between the 7th fret, the 9th, and the 12th. And he just played right there. Okay? And then he would go down here to the 5th fret to add, bass notes and ending notes to the end of the song. He would go way up here with that, bell-like bang that he does at the end of every song. And that sustain just goes on forever. I haven't even seen Buddy Guy perform that technique. But BB, he ends with that technique on every song, and he just hits that note perfectly, and he just lets it ring out. It could ring out forever. And I've seen a video where he hit a note, and Buddy Guy did it too. Hit a note, and then it just ring forever. And see, that tells me that your distortion is really high and grungy, and the beauty that makes the guitar sound so mellow and soft is all in your fingers, not in the guitar, because the guitar, the distortion, for you to be able to have that much sustain, on that 12th fret or that 17th fret, in order for you to have that much sustain, for that note to hold that long and loud, you have to have your distortion all the way up. That's a lot of sustain, man. But, I think they had the compressor in there all the way up too, blocking some of the sound of the distortion. Because that's what compression does. It kind of cleans up the distortion a little bit, kind of hollows it out a little bit, especially when you're playing with regular pedals. Me, I'm a processor man, so mine's even cleaner. But in closing, if you are old like me, and I've been playing guitar since I was 24, 25 years old, but I took a lot of breaks. I spent more time breaking than I've spent playing. Everything, fighting with my wife back when I was married, raising kids, trying to hold down, jobs and being tired all the time, trying to be a minister in the church and trying to keep my momentum going on stage at church, being a deacon in the church, and then, when later on, I became a minister in the church, started preaching and teaching Sunday school and stuff like that. And the thing that really inspired me, I want to close with this. Don't worry about who you sound like. Worry about who you can jam with, that you got good jamming chemistry with. Let me say that again. The biggest inspiration ever for me has been me being able to help other people sound good. And that's what I did in my church band. Everybody in that band had been playing more years than me, more experienced than me. They was on my case about how loud I'm playing, how low I'm playing. Don't bend strings out of tune like that, sir. They were teaching me and disciplining me. But because they were doing that, and I would follow their lead, I learned so much from jamming with them. And we played so much songs like BB. We played these songs over and over and over again until they became something else. And I tell you what, don't ever worry about sounding like anybody. Don't ever worry about that. Just worry about who you can sound good with. Don't try to be like your favorite guitarist. Don't try to be like, if you really want to play Metallica song, like I got a friend of mine that can play Metallica. He's not going to sound, again, exactly like Metallica. But he can jam and play leads to any of their songs because he has their transcriptions. But, you don't have to do that unless you just really, really want to play Metallica that bad, or in whatever band you like, that bad for your own pleasure. Okay? But that's not what teaches you, though. What teaches you is when you get in a band, worry about sounding good and having that chemistry with the band and other guitarists and keyboard players and so forth and so on. B.B. King can play with everybody in the band. He can jam with the bass player, the saxophone player, the trumpet player, the keyboard player. Leon, his guitarist. This one I watched the other day, him and Leon was doing a little solo. Leon was doing some like triple note, triplet stuff going on in the background, while BB was like, blowing out those high notes, just beautiful. And we're talking music that goes all the way back, before your grown behind kids was born, and here I come into this as an old man when this was, and I'm learning from it because they were more disciplined back then. Everybody just wants to shred and impress the ladies these days, but nobody really, respects the guitar for what it is. It's not a toy. It's a musical instrument. Matter of fact, the electric guitar is the workstation of all stringed instruments. There's no stringed instruments like the electric guitar. I mean, I play ukulele too, right behind me. I play tenor and baritone, but you know, nothing is like the electric guitar. Nothing. And like BB said out of his own mouth, the electric guitar, you can just express yourself with it. And like Fred Sokolow said, you know, when you play leads on the electric guitar, okay, you do it like a singer sings a song. That's why so many people, when you walk out on stage with your electric guitar, they know it's going to be an awesome night because you're going to play those leads if you got the skills. You're going to play those leads like you sing songs. And B.B. King sang with his guitar, okay? And he played his leads just like he sang. And he sang just like he played his leads. And just amazing. And so don't worry about being old or what time. Find a time to play the electric guitar if you're going to take lessons. And worry about one thing at a time. Worry about your timing. Worry about your chord flow, your progressions. Worry about, whether you're playing jazz or whether you're playing blues or pop. Learn the vein. B.B. King only knew how to play the blues. He didn't know how to play different genre like a lot of these newer guys. But when he was put in a corner where he had to play his part in soul music and R&B that was more modern than what he was used to, all he did is he just played true to the chords. Okay? And he listened to the rhythm and he played those notes in a way that was right on with the style and timing and genre, okay? But when I listen to BB and I watch him perform, I'm reminded, don't let the fact that you're old and you're learning how to play guitar, or don't let the fact that you don't sound like other people, don't let that bother you. Because at the end of your journey, or in the middle of your journey, actually, you're going to find out that it's all about you. And it's all about your expression. Okay? And you can basically make your guitar journey off of anything. You can make it off of pentatonic scales. You can make it off of, blues chords, jazz chords, major and minor, okay? You can build your journey in one place and stay in that one place for God knows how long. And you'll find out that it will also spur you into playing in other places too. Okay? But, and lastly, one thing that John Mayer said is very true. He said that the top guitar players, people like Eric Clapton, B.B. King, Buddy Guy, and so on, he said this. This is what John Mayer said. He said these are not weekend guitarists. These guys, like himself, are always on their guitar looking to sound better. So whatever you do, whatever age you started playing the guitar, just focus on sounding better every day in every concert, every lesson. Sound the same. And if you start off with chords, play them chords until you know them like the back of your hand. Learn them in different inversions and places on the neck. Okay? If you learn them scales front and back, learn them scales and learn how many different songs and different tunings and different keys that you can play those scales in, like BB and these guys. I've watched BB use the same scale to play in 3 different keys. And that's why the song sounded so different. If he had to play the scale that goes with the scale each time, the song would have sounded like, syncopations of the same song. But he would play he would play the heck out of one scale, even though the keys are slightly different. It's amazing. But never worry about your age. Worry about your commitment. Okay? And if you're really committed to learning how to play, if you're really committed to writing songs, if you're really committed to, because no matter how good you play, the person next door plays better than you. Okay? I've had kids, people sent, old fogies sent me these young little rebellious kids to come over to my house, and he said, "Hey, show them what you know." And I says, "Okay." The kid comes over to my house, all that shred stuff. I'm like, "BB, I can't do all that." Okay? I said, "What would you like me to teach you?" And he was like, "I want you to teach me how to." And I was like, "You're already doing that. You don't need me to teach you that, bro. I'm not a shred master. You might want to go down to your local guitar store. I'm not a shred master." But when I began to teach him the chords, he got bored with me and walked out. He says, "You know what? My mom's calling me. I think my mom's on the phone." He looked at his phone and said, "You know what? I think my mom's calling me." And he walked out on the lesson. I was going to teach him my Fred Sokolow stuff. I was going to teach him how to find all his chords and where his scales are so that, he can in key, okay? And stay in key when he do that. But he felt that he knows how to already, and I'm not going to show him how to do any better. So, he's out the door. But if you ever feel uninspired to pick up your guitar, if you ever feel like you're worn out and you've lost your patience with your guitar, put your guitar down and get this video right here. This one right here. The B.B. King Blues Master Series. Okay? And it's only one video, but there's like 4 or 5 volumes in it. Okay? And he goes on talking about, he starts off with, who his influences are, who his biggest influences are. Then he goes into talking about how he practices and the scales he uses, the chords he uses. And you'll find out that he don't really play that many chords. You'll find out that he don't play that many scales. He probably plays in 3 keys. He probably knows like 3 keys like the back of his hand. But he never really took a guitar lesson like a lot of young people today are taking guitar lessons. He basically sat up under people like Buddy Guy, and he said one of the people they learned how to play like was a trumpeter. He imitated a trumpet. He played like a trumpeter. That's BB for you. Okay? A lot of his licks, you wonder why they're so different than any rock guitars or even blues guitars that you've ever met, is because he learned how to imitate trumpeters on his guitar. And a lot of times when I listen to him, like start off with a lead, he starts off with like a trumpet lead, something that a trumpeter might play. Just using 3 notes and going back and forth on them 3 notes. Then he'll get really bluesy with it and start, doing all the string bending and throwing sneaking chords in there between strings and you name it. I mean, the guy is not a teacher, but he is a, an inspirer. I don't care what genre you play in. Whenever you feel like you've come to a rut in the road, put that guitar down and lay down and listen to some B.B. King, especially this one right here. Okay? Take time out to listen to this. He ain't gonna really teach you anything but his style, which you can add that to your to the other things that you're learning. But it will inspire you and make you better than you've ever been. So God bless you. Thank you. I'm D-Roy Cruz. Thanks for watching. Thank you for taking time out with me tonight. It gets late. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. But thank you for coming in, giving me a listen. Holler at me by leaving a comment. Holler at me by, a like or even a dislike. I'll accept that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming over. Talk to you later. God bless.